Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. It is episode 1 of Robin's Keto Now. And if you know me from Instagram, you know that I am in my favorite room in the house, my bathroom. I'm the realist. I just wanted to let you know that I'm not a doctor, that this is for entertainment purposes only. Whatever kind of advice that you get from me, take it with a grain of salt, because I'm just a normal person who just did my research and now I'm telling you via YouTube. So be careful. If you're seeing a doctor for like diabetes or whatever and you want to change your diet, you should always consult your doctor before you change your diet. And that's my spiel. Also, this is my first episode, but it'd be really cool if you liked and subscribed and hit that bell. I don't know. I just always hear people say that, but I don't know. I hear people say that on the YouTube channels, but I think I'm special. I'm not. But today it's just an introduction video about me. My name's Robin. I'm 27. I just turned 27 2 days ago. It's Sunday. I had my birthday on a Friday. And I did not eat cake because I'm keto. What I ate was a Baconator with candles in it, and I blew out my candles that way, but it was really cute. I wish I could post a picture. Maybe I will. You'll see. Keto diet is a high-fat, moderate protein, low-carb diet. So your fats are going to consist of good fats. So that's olive oil, avocados, avocado oil, butter, ghee. Moderate protein, so don't overindulge protein, and it's going to be low carb. And your carbs are going to be from vegetables. They're not going to be low carb. Oh, I can eat low carb, I'll just eat a small amount of rice. No, you cut it out. Vegetables, leafy green mostly, cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower everything. And my personal favorite is asparagus because it's low carb. I can eat a lot of it and fill up, and it tastes so good. I love it. Yeah, so a lot of the times people will tell you that when you're switching to a high-fat diet that you will lose the weight, but you'll gain it all back when you start eating normally. And you are just going to tell them that keto is your new normal, because there is no going back. Once you go over to the dark side and you go to keto, you do not want to go back, because you will gain the weight back. Because carbs make you fat and unhealthy. Most importantly, carbs make you unhealthy. So losing weight is a byproduct of being healthy. So I just want to shout out to my brother and his girlfriend for being my inspiration to switch over to keto. I have literally tried almost every diet, and we'll get into that, but I remember when my brother was doing keto, he had lost so much weight really fast, and it was on the opposing team. I think they didn't stick around for keto for a while, but his girlfriend did start back up, so high five for doing that. But yeah. So just wanted to shout out and thanks for being my inspiration for becoming keto, and I'm just so excited that I can be healthy. I want to say be healthy again, but I feel like I've never been healthy my entire life because I didn't have keto. Like, I've been chubby and unhealthy and on the verge of diabetes basically since I was in 4th grade and beyond. So I remember 4th grade was the first time I ever caught myself binging on sandwiches, like literally making bologna sandwiches, and I ate half a loaf of bread one time, and I remember just looking at myself and going, this doesn't feel right, but it feels good, and that's not healthy. So either way, going on, I decided to do keto because I had tried every diet basically. I had tried being vegetarian, I've never tried vegan because I don't know. I just never decided to do that. It seemed expensive. I lived in the desert. I lived in Arizona, and being vegan was kind of expensive for me. So I tried vegetarian. My favorite diet ever was pescatarian because I'm half Filipino and you can't tell a Filipino to stop eating fish. So yes, I loved being a pescatarian. It made me feel great. I just didn't lose any weight. And it's probably because I was eating rice and I was eating a lot of fruit and thinking that I was being healthy. And I may have been. I felt good. I was working out almost every day, but I probably lost 5 pounds in like a 6-month period. And I've been keto for 68 days today, and I've lost 13 pounds. So, I don't know. You'll hear a lot of people though too when you're looking up and you're doing your research, which you should do your research if you're doing keto. When you do your research, you'll see a lot of people that have lost weight like really fast, like much faster than me. But that goes into my next thing is that I have PCOS and I'm very insulin resistant, and I also have hypothyroid. So you put all 3 of those things in together and you're fucked. Yeah, you're fucked. So, it's just really, really hard for me to lose weight. I will look at a cookie and gain 5 pounds. So, I don't lose weight very quickly, so the fact that I've lost 13 pounds in 2 months, like, fucking nice. Like, I just feel so good about myself. I feel like I'm doing it right. Like, I just remember jumping into keto and going, I really hope this works. Like, this is my last resort, and I would hate for it to backfire on me and me gain weight overnight, have diabetes, need like a wheelchair or something just terrifying because it's happened to my family before. Like, it is like diabetes is rampant and it scares the shit out of me, and I don't want to be diabetic because I was pre-diabetic. Well, I probably still am. I'm still over 200 pounds, but I was told I was pre-diabetic, which is due to the PCOS. Which is what's caused the insulin resistant. So my doctors, instead of telling me you should try a low carb diet, they've just told me to take metformin, and I fucking hated it. I was so sick on metformin, and I was on it for 6 months. And at the end of my 6 months, I was so sick, I thought I had a brain tumor. I had to get an MRI. I was just having constant headaches. It was awful. So I don't know if metformin works for you, but it didn't work for me. So if you are interested in becoming keto, you can follow these steps. Step 1, you are going to need to stop eating those shitty carbs and switch to low carb. So that means that you're going to either wean yourself, and you can start at 100 carbs, try to get your carbs to 100 in a week, and then slowly bring yourself down to 20 carbs. And that can help some people who may or may not be susceptible to the keto flu, which I'll explain in a second. Or you can do what I did, and I cold turkeyed that motherfucker, and I went from day 1, actually, day 0, I said, hey, I'm going to do keto tomorrow, let's carb up. So I fucking went out, bought pizza, we bought wings, breaded wings, pizza, and I binge ate. And it was so nice. And then the next day, I didn't have any carbs. I did 0 carbs, I think, my first day. I'll look into it, but I'm pretty sure I did 0 carbs. And then it was like less than 20 carbs less than 20 carbs for a while. And I give or take, there were some days where I went over. But the first week that you switch to keto, and you cold turkey less than 20 grams, you are probably going to feel like shit. Get your electrolytes in, because you're going to pee a lot, which is what I did. I peed constantly, and I was thirsty. So I was thirsty, which doesn't help the fact that I have to pee so much. And you are just like expelling all of your electrolytes, and you're going to feel like shit. So I remember when I first went keto, I felt like shit. I had headaches and fatigue and like was constantly tired for the first 3 days, and then that week, I think because of keto, my immune system was shocked, and I got a cold. So I had a cold for like a week after that. So that was shitty, but stick with it. Don't give up when you start to feel like shit on keto. When you first start, if you tough it out, the next week you'll feel really, really great, and then forever you'll feel even better. So if you want to really do keto, it is a mental thing. You have to want to do it. It's kind of like an addiction. Like your body has, since you've stopped eating formula as a baby, since you've stopped eating formula and stopped breastfeeding, you've been running off of carbohydrates and glycogen basically your entire life, and then you want to do keto, you're basically cutting out all of your fuel, like your body's fuel, and you're trying to switch over to a new fuel. You have to treat like switching over to keto as if you are a drug addict. You literally have to want it. How important is it? How important is your health to switch to keto? How important is it for you? How bad do you want it? Because a lot of people, when I tell them about keto, they say, I don't think I can give up bread. Oh, I can't give this up. Like, that's fine. I was concerned about my health, and literally diabetes could kill you. So I was concerned for my well-being, and I switched to keto. So you have to literally want to get better. You have to want to lose the weight, and you have to want to get healthy. Do this for yourself. Don't do it for anybody else. Don't do it because you want to look great for such and such. Don't do it because you just want to lose 5 pounds so that you can fit into such dress or whatever. Don't do it for short term. This is your new life. This is your new normal. So don't do this for anybody else but yourself, and don't think that you can just go back to eating normally when you lose that first 5 pounds, because guess what? That first 5 pounds that you lose is actually water weight, and that comes back if you start eating carbs again. Trust me. Symptoms of the keto flu and what to do. So the first week that you start your keto diet and you have a headache, that means you need some salt. If you start getting cramps, that means you need potassium. And if you are starting to get some muscle twitches or eye twitches, which I got a lot in my legs, that is a magnesium deficiency. So didn't know that. So now you know. You drink tons of water. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Add some pink Himalayan salt to your water to help your salt intake. And that's another thing that I thought was weird too. My entire life I was told don't add salt on anything. My palate was against salt. I hated salty things. Now I love salty things. You basically have to salt your food because you are pissing out all your sodium. So salt up. Salt up. Like salt on everything. On your eggs. Eggs. Eat lots of eggs. Let's talk about bulletproof coffee. So a lot of the forums out there are going to talk about bulletproof coffee. I personally started with bulletproof coffee, and it actually did help lower my hunger pangs in the morning. It basically is your favorite coffee brand with a tablespoon of butter and a tablespoon of coconut oil and some heavy whipping cream. I don't drink that anymore. I actually drink what I call my froggy coffee, and it is 12 ounces of black coffee and 2 tablespoons of coconut oil and 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, and I call it froggy coffee because it gives me some hop, and the chia seeds, when they kind of get engorged with liquid, they look like frog eggs. So thanks, Kaylee, if you're watching this, because you kind of gave me that idea. But anyway, so I drink my froggy coffee in the morning. I don't eat breakfast because the fat is what helps keep you satiated. That's why people like keto, because they're not overeating. They're satiated from the fat, the excess fat that they're eating. That sits in your stomach. It helps you feel full. And starting keto, you're going to want to track macros. So what macros are is fat, protein, and carbohydrates. So there are calculators online. You just type in a ketogenic calculator, and I think the first one that comes up on Google is by Ruled Me. And you type in your credentials, and it tells you how many grams of fat, how many grams of protein, and how many grams of carbohydrates you are allotted a day. So in the beginning, don't really worry about your fat or your protein. Just kind of focus on reducing your carbohydrate intake to under 20 grams. Also, you don't really have to worry about calories in the beginning. In the beginning, you don't have to worry about calories. Focus on lowering your carbohydrates. That is the enemy at that moment. Then after maybe 2 weeks, you can start, or a week, you can start focusing on your fat and your protein intake. I treat protein as a goal, and I don't try to treat fat as a goal. So if I don't meet my fat macros, that's okay. My body still has fat to feed itself. Part of keto and why people like it so much is because the fat makes you full. It keeps you satiated. And if you're like me and you are a binge eater, that is amazing. That's something so, like a tablespoon of fucking coconut oil, and I'm like, good for the rest of the day. The keto diet is a low carb, hi-fi, avocados. Dead. Oh, I feel like this is gonna come out really stupid. Okay. How to stop eating carbs.